Hello, my darlings. My name is Victoria, and this is Veritas Tarot. I'm going to do your daily mini reading for you. I didn't do one yesterday, so I'm doing one today for you. Normally, I don't do them at weekends. So we are using the Animal Tarot card for you today. I felt guided to pull this deck. We shall see what wishes to come out for you. This is for those that most need to hear the message. Already it's come out. The Seven of Swords has come out. Thank you, Spirit. And on the bottom of the deck, you have the Five of Wands. Immediately what I'm receiving with this Five of Wands, it's come out straight away, is resistance. There is a resistance within you at this time, and what you resist, my darling, persists. That's one of the laws of the universe. What you resist persists. So I want you to think, and I think this has come out before in a recent daily reading, that if you are constantly butting heads with somebody, then ego is fighting ego. Soul doesn't listen to soul in that space. And I want you to, Spirit wants you to look at whatever confusion you're facing at this time is because you're not looking at the deepest motivations behind this resistance. So if we are effectively conscious, subconscious, and then we have our higher self or our superconscious. What do I mean by that? So our conscious mind is the mind that sees ourselves in this reality with our identity, our personality, and it is the almost singular self, isn't it? And then we have the subconscious mind, which is the how do I say this? It's the one that is the involuntary self. So, and then we have our super self, our super conscious, our higher self, which is connected to source energy, to God, to the universe. So what happens when we get confused and we start to create resistance and we start to butt heads with people and form very strong opinions about things is that we are allowing our conscious mind to feed information into our subconscious about this situation, about this person, and it's layering and layering patterns and patterns of information within our subconscious, and our subconscious mind then reacts, because when we are confused, we don't really understand our deepest motivations. So look at what you have been saying to yourself about the situation, what you have been saying to yourself about this other person. Have you had expectations of another that has come into light for you, has come into your existence? Have you been manifesting this butting of heads because of things that you have been saying or do? Remember that words are very, very powerful. And you've got this Seven of Swords here as well. So I just want to show you that card. So there is, remember that you know, when we constantly think and say things, it creates within us a vibration, it creates within us an expectation of it. This is that law of attraction. It's that law of correspondence. There is a corresponding pattern repeating itself at this time, because subconsciously you are expecting this. Subconsciously you maybe have been preparing for it. So think about what you've been thinking and what you've been saying that's led to this situation, and now detach from it. Okay, if you can look to do that first, then detach from it and think about what you wish to receive from this. Because if we are all one, if we are all life itself experiencing itself, if we are all the gift of divinity to each other, what gift is in this situation for you? What is it that is worth your attention and energy in this situation, my darling? And do what you then can do for yourself to step away, to minimize whatever this conflict is, whatever this contrast is for yourself at this time. And minimizing that is to say, what is the gift? How can I shift my perspective on this? Because everybody is a mirror of ourselves. And if this situation has been given to you for you to bring up to the surface things that you're being asked to release within yourself, then when you release resistance of this situation, when you choose not to fight anymore, but to listen, because what you resist persists, but if you choose not to fight anymore, and if you choose to see that everybody in front of you, every situation in front of you is a gift of divinity for you, then the situation will resolve and fall away naturally. I hope that makes sense for you. And then you've got the 7 of Swords here with the magpie as well. So the expression I'm getting is, all that glitters is not gold. Okay, so there are many, many things within our lives that sometimes we pay no heed of, that we're not recognizing as a gift of divinity that's being given to us. And the 7 of Swords with the magpie is, because it's swords, because it's winter here and it's swords, it is all about the communication. It's all about the power of the word, the power of the thought for you at this time. And that conflict within you is a necessary conflict that is attracting conflict towards you in order for you to release something within yourself. And it's time for this. And it's about... with the 7 of Swords, that sort of cause and effect. So again, very strongly coming through in this reading, what have you been putting out there energetically, vibrationally, through action, through thought, through word, through deed? And if this is just an example for you of the law of cause and effect, but also understand that there is a reason for the cause. There is a reason for what has come into existence for you. The universe gave me once that chaos is cause having an omnipotent symphony. So everything has a reason to it, although it may not seem apparent at the time. It may not seem apparent for quite a while. And also with the 7 of Swords is the key here. The key, thank you, Spirit, with this magpie is letting go and letting God. And I've been asking Spirit, divine source wisdom, for another way of expressing letting go and letting God for you, and for myself too. Because it's a big expression, letting go and letting God, isn't it? But it's much harder to put that into practice. So if we go back to the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the higher self, superconscious mind, the singular self, the involuntary self, the higher self, whatever you want to call it, when we don't let go, when we form a resistance and we're very in a very firm structure within ourselves about what we want and what we want to say and how we want things to be perceived, all of it, whatever this may mean for you, whatever context that you are receiving this, what we're doing is we're giving all that information to our subconscious self, and then that creates order out of disorder, and it then influences very strongly through our vibrations, through our thoughts, through our feelings, things that come towards us. But when we bypass the subconscious and we say consciously, I'm letting go and I'm letting God, we are in effect bypassing the subconscious. We're bypassing all of that beautifully programmed, minute detail, receiving part of us that then causes things to happen without us realizing. And we're bypassing that and going straight to the higher self. And we're going straight to the higher self, and we're going straight to the universe, to God, and saying, you deal with this, you carry this burden for me. I wish to carry it no longer. And through your grace and your divine plan, I trust that there will be a resolution to this, divine timing to this, the perfect plan to this. I hand this over to you. I release the burdens of it. So that is letting go and letting God. And it is within that space why you feel relief, because you are releasing yourself of the energetic burden of trying to make a decision, of trying to get somebody to understand who you are. It doesn't matter, my darling, in the big scheme of things. The only thing that matters in this is that if you are sitting within your truest form, my darling, if you're sitting within your authentic self, if you know and understand what you are about, then you don't need to express it or explain it to anybody else. And if somebody is not understanding you, if somebody is choosing to see you differently, let them see you differently. Let them see you differently. Sometimes we work and we try very hard to make people stay within our lives, to make experiences stay within our lives. But what about if they are the wrong person for us, or the wrong experience for us? And in the holding on to them, we're not allowing what is, by God's grace, the divine plan for us. Everything that is meant for you will come to you. Everything. There is nothing that will not come to you if it's meant for you, if it's meant to be part of your destiny. So rather than trying to hold on to one idea, one perception, one person, one experience that you're going through at this time. Let it go. Just trust that when you are fueled forward by fearless faith, you put up no resistance, because you trust that everything is intended for you is coming in for you. And I feel that's the main message for the reading at this time. The key for you with this is to let go of concerns and of worries, because worries and concerns are just attracting more of the same. That is what your subconscious is creating for you. So look closely at what you have been, without thinking about it, without consciously thinking about it, vibrating or saying or thinking or doing. And then look at the situation you're in at the moment with the 5 of Spring. There is a great deal of insight to come out of this situation if you choose to see the gift of divinity within this. So my darling, so much love to you. I look forward to doing this weekend some of the August star sign readings, and I trust that they will be in perfect divine timing for those that are coming to see it. But in the meantime, have a really lovely rest of the weekend, and so much love to you. Take care. Bye-bye.